In the wrong hands, artificial intelligence becomes something far more dangerous than a clever gadget. It becomes a weapon, a silent, tireless accomplice that scammers use to mimic voices, forge identities, and craft messages so convincing that even the most cautious among us can be caught off guard. Tonight, we step into a new battlefield, one where the enemy doesn't knock on your door or slip into your mailbox. It comes through your phone, your email, even the voice of someone you love. AI has given scammers a new playbook, and they're using it to target the people who can least afford the hit. Welcome to Fraud on the Front Porch, and the truth about fraud starts now. Hello, folks, and thanks for joining, listening, or watching. Today's episode is the AI power play. Scammers using tech to gain the advantage. With me once again, as always, is my fellow fraud furrier, Sean. Good day. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you too, Tony. Yeah, it's definitely a new battlefield. AI is on the battlefield, but they're not the enemy. The enemy is those who are trying to scam us. But AI is a new weapon, unfortunately, in this battle.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's there's so many AI-powered scams targeting seniors today. It's almost like every scam plus AI. And the plus AI is on top of every other scam. All of them exploiting technology and trust. And today we're going to talk about a litany of them. We've got AI voice cloning we're going to touch on, AI fake generated documents, deep fake grandchildren scams, AI powered romance scams, AI written phishing emails, fake customer service chats, even AI powered investment scams. As I mentioned, it seems like these AI tools have infiltrated every other type of scam. But before we get into any of that, you want to start us off with some statistics today?
Sure, yeah, and all those are very true, and these stats are a little bit alarming. Let's start with the biggest one. AI-powered scams have increased over 400% in the last 2 years. That's probably not a surprise with the way AI is trending. But that's not growth, that's an explosion. I mean, that means scammers are experimenting with AI and they're all in. And again, no surprise, seniors are the number one target group because AI is making impersonation easier than ever. Stat number 2, 1 in 7 seniors has already been targeted by an AI voice clone.
Wow.
So they've already received a scam call by an AI voice.
Yeah, so that means whether they're in a church group or a senior center or a retirement community, someone's already been hit.
And some of them don't even know they've been hit. They just think, hey, that sounded like my grandson, sounded like my doctor. They might not even know. Third stat. Here's one that might shock you. Scammers really only need 10 seconds of someone's voice to clone it. 10 seconds. That's like a voicemail greeting. It's your birthday video that's on Facebook. It's a TikTok. It's a Zoom call. Anything with audio can be used to do this cloning trick.
Yeah, seniors post stuff all the time. A lot of them are on Facebook. I thought about the 10-second video you talked about. I wonder if it's 10 seconds of the right words or it's 10 seconds of any words.
Yeah.
Either way, seniors have no idea they're providing the scammers the raw material.
It's just such a new world. All right, stat number 4. AI-generated fake documents are used in 62% of emergency scams. We've talked about these before. There's fake police reports, fake hospital bills, fake arrest records, fake court notices. I talked in a previous podcast, I get fake tollway violation notices. And what AI helps is, and we'll dive into it a little deeper, but it makes these documents sometimes look flawless. They can put a fake seal on there that looks like it's an official seal, official signatures on there, all generated in seconds. These do not take a lot of time anymore to generate these fakes. Stat number 5. AI written emails fool seniors 3 times more often than traditional phishing. That's probably not a surprise
Wow.
because the language now is so much clearer. It's polished. There's no typos. There's no weird grammar. Please do the needful if you're ever gotten one of those emails. And they can cater the language, pretending it comes from, for example, a bank manager, pretending it comes from your Medicare representative, a pastor, another family member, a customer service agent. And seniors tend to trust that good writing. It sounds professional. It must be real.
That's high.
Sta-
That's a
yeah,
really high number.
it's really high. And here's stat number 6, the deepfake romance scams. We just talked about this previously, Tony. These have increased over 900%. I mean,
That's super high.
that's a heartbreaking statistic because it's just so much easier for them to pretend they are somebody they're not. A scammer can
Yeah.
use AI to pretend they are a widowed veteran, a retired doctor, just a lonely senior. And these videos, they look real. There's blinking, there's smiling, there's talking. I mean, it's just amazing what they can generate.
Yeah, and the victim looks at him and says, "Okay, I see him. I know him. I understand them." What they don't realize is they're falling in love with a bunch of pixels.
It's crazy. Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Mm.
All right, stat 7. This is always the one I hate reading. The average loss right now of an AI powered scam is $11,000.
Mm. That's a good bit. It's not the property scam numbers, although that was 9,800, so that's still pretty high. This is even
Yep.
higher than that.
This is,
So
yeah.
this is bad. It's so hard to figure out, though, as you mentioned. That 11,000, that's somebody's emergency fund. That's the year of prescriptions, emergency medical bill. It's a funeral fund,
Yep.
crazily enough. It's kind of really chokes their security.
Exactly right. And these AI scams hit you hard, hit you fast, and go right
Mm,
after your wallet.
ugly.
Yep. All right, stat number 8, last stat. 72% of seniors say they don't know how to verify whether a call or an email or a video is real or fake and AI generated. So that's why this episode matters, Tony. We're going to show the signs and seniors can keep themselves protected.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree with you. This episode's a wake up call. The numbers are a wake up call.
Yeah.
The AI, man, it's not the future. We got to stop talking about the AI future. AI is now and it's past. People have already been scammed with AI. Obviously, seniors as well as all of us really need more awareness,
Okay.
more support than ever before. All right, good job on the numbers. Let's dive into the mechanics a little bit more. Let's peel back the curtain. Talked about the statistics. Let's talk about the machinery and talk a little bit about what makes AI so convincing. Mentioned a little bit of it during the numbers, but
Yeah.
you want to share a little bit more?
Yeah. And it doesn't just make them faster, although we talked about generating documents very quickly with official looking seals. The thing with AI generated scams, it makes these scams more believable.
Yeah.
It used to be, we talk about the fraud rings and the group efforts that it takes to kind of perpetrate some of these scams we've talked about in earlier podcasts. But now with AI, I mean, one person on a laptop can run an operation, can focus in on a victim and really start to create a believable environment with AI assistance. So let me touch on a few of those. Number one, in my mind, this is the scariest thing. We just talked about the voice cloning tools. Scammers do only need 10 to 15 seconds of your voice in an audio clip. TikTok, voicemail greeting, Facebook video. to recreate your voice and all those inflections and all those different ways you speak. They can recreate that with accuracy with just that short of a timeline.
Yeah, I was thinking as you were saying, seniors trust voices, right?
Yeah.
That's that's what we grew up on, right? I'm at the bottom of that senior class, but I'm still a senior. And we trust voices, especially grandkid voices, right?
Yeah.
We know our pastor's voice. We know our doctor's voice. 10 seconds. Wow.
And, and it's not just the sound. I mean, they don't steal your voice and it's not talking like a robot. Like, hello, Tony. This is Sean. Please send me $10,000. I mean, there's emotion. There's panic in the voice when they want you to
Yeah.
want you to respond quickly. There's urgency in the voice. I mean, it's not just a sound. It's everything.
It's funny. Last year, someone did it as a joke. They did it in a conference room with 50 of us in there. They did a AI audio of me talking about my love of sports and cracking on my favorite team, you know who
Yeah.
lost again last night. And the voice was very, very good,
Mm-hmm.
but all the inflections were wrong.
Right.
So it made it fun. It made it funny. So I offered to do a voiceover myself this year to kind of combat it, even though I'm not there,
Yeah.
since moved to greener pastures here in retirement. But yeah, it was funny. But you're right. I mean, when you hear the voice, when I heard the voice, my first thought was not, "Oh, that's fake." My first thought was, "When did I record that?" And when a grandma hears the voice, she's not going to say,
Yeah.
"Is this my grandson?" She's going to say, "What happened? What's wrong? How can I fix it?" Her
Yes.
heart's reacting, right? Not the head. The heart always reacts before the
Yeah.
head does.
It's
Really,
weapon.
that's why the
Yeah.
pause is so important.
It's weaponized emotion.
It's
They're
exactly what it
using
is. It's a great
emotion
term. I
as a
like that.
tactic.
Weaponized emotion. Yeah.
Yep.
Put a
Yeah.
trademark on that real quick.
Done. I used my AI tool to trademark it. That is a scary one, but there's also other avenues they take. They can generate fake IDs, fake invoices, fake police reports. We talked about that. My tollway notice, I'm sure, came out of AI that I received a couple months ago. But
Yep.
I mean, they can fake a driver's license, a passport, just enough to make it look real. So listen to this stat. AI can create a police report with your name on it and all kinds of details within 30 seconds. So that means, Tony, if I'm a scammer and I've got you on the phone right now saying this is Lieutenant Sean from your local police department, and I'm about to come arrest you, and you better send me $10,000 in Apple gift cards, or I'm going to send the police over. While I'm talking to you on the phone, I could look up your name, your address, your phone number, and throw it into AI and create a police report. And I say, I'll send it right over. I'm sending you the police report right now. And you would have a document in your hand through your phone or through your email that says, yes, you have a warrant out for your arrest. I mean, it's that quick. It's that quick.
That's why. So what I'm hearing is we can't stop the attempt. There's too many of them. It's
Yep.
going to happen.
Yep.
It's about the response. It's all about our responses.
It's
And
awareness.
we can share those kinds of responses a
Yeah,
little bit later
we
on,
will.
but at the end of the day, pay attention to the things that are coming because they might be the trigger that tells you have to go into response mode.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we will cover those in a second. Because as hopeless as some of these make it sound, there are ways to identify them. A
Yeah.
couple more tools that these scammers use. One of them's a chat bot. So you might hit their website that you think is a legitimate website. We've talked about that on a previous podcast. That seems like a polite customer service, a helpful human. But really it's just a bot to keep you talking. So the script usually with these chat bots is they're trying to keep you engaged, keep you talking through the chat platform. They want to extract even more personal info from you. They want you to spend money on something or take your credit card info or push you towards a payment. And then scammers know, we've talked about this before, that once they have your bank info, your debit card info, your credit card info, they're trying to go spend it in the background. So the longer they can keep you engaged actively on a website chat where you think you're receiving customer service or some other type of service for you, they can go run wild with your personal information and your banking information. So these AI chatbots, they don't get tired. It's not like they're going to get tired of talking to you. They're going to talk to you for as long as they can. They've got built-in scripts and they've got routines to keep you on the line. It's kind of like the perfect con artist.
Mm.
Another tool is the phishing emails. So, Tony, you probably remember in training programs we had done in the past for work, and people are probably out there doing them now. How to identify an email if it's a fake. And those things used to be so full of bad grammar and bad spelling and weird fonts that you would take one look at it and say, this is not the person they're claiming to be. This is not my coworker. But those
Right.
days are gone. They're gone now. Those easily identifiable pieces that made you know, that let you realize that an email was a scam, are not around anymore. These generated emails are very professional, very polite, probably have perfect grammar in them, and they're tailored for you. They're tailored right for the victim.
Yeah. So instead of the click here now, which we all eventually became very skeptical of,
Yes,
they're more clever now with the "we noticed unusual activity in your account and we want to help you resolve it." In other
that's
words, it's no longer a command, it's a soft ushering, if you
yes,
will,
that's
toward
a
doom.
perfect example. That and then they grab your login and your password, and they're
Mm.
off and running with the senior's identification because they just trusted that well-written communication.
And it's all happened fast.
Yes,
I mean, it's within like 5 years.
we're we're on the cutting edge of a lot of this stuff here in
Yeah.
2026 when we recorded this. I mean, we're right on the cusp of a lot of
Now,
advances in this area.
just as
Um,
a side note,
yeah,
sorry to interrupt, but just as a
go ahead.
side note, I'm I think 35% of the ads that I hear nowadays, whether it's on the radio, and I'm an avid radio listener, whether it's on the radio, whether it's online, whether it's any community, 35 to 40% of the ads I hear have to do with either fraud awareness, fraud itself, or products combating fraud.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Well,
Sorry to take you off
you heard
track.
our stats in the beginning. I mean, it's just all this
It's
stuff's ramping up. So
But there's
it's
so many companies trying to fight it as well. I'm going to
yeah,
actually talk about some of that in the upcoming
good.
seminar that
Yeah.
I'm doing. But gosh, the cool thing is there's products for every type of protection.
Yes. Yeah.
But how really protective they are at the end of the day, a lot of folks I talk to say they're very reactive and not necessarily proactive. So I think a lot of the things we can do today is to help folks become more or better reactive, even outside of products themselves.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
can get products.
At the end of the day, your brain is the product to protect you from fraud. So let's
Yeah,
train your brain to look for it. So great
great
segue. I want
point.
to talk about some of these warning signs that will help you identify these, Jody.
Go for it.
Number one, the first one, I bet you could guess. It's the same every podcast, right? It's the urgency. That's the number
Pause.
one red flag. Do something now, right
Yeah.
now. Time's running out. Don't wait. The funny example I gave you earlier, the police lieutenant saying, "You're going to be arrested right now unless you send me money." It's always do this now.
Yeah.
That's
We'll
the
hear a little
second,
bit about that in a
yeah.
story, I think.
The second one's emotional manipulation. Fear, guilt, love, panic, sympathy, attacking your heart. This is, again, the piece that got a little bit easier for the scammers to work through because of AI. AI is definitely opening the door for this to become at the forefront of these scams. Number 3 always is the secrecy. They want you in isolation. Don't tell anyone. This is confidential. If you talk about it to anyone, you'll be in trouble. Classic scam tactic. Number 4, they always want payment via gift cards or crypto or a wire transfer. That is just a dead giveaway. If somebody asks you for Apple gift cards or Bitcoin, it is a scam.
Mm,
Period.
yeah.
All right, here's a new one that we never would have said maybe even 2 years ago. We used to say, we just talked about this time. We used to look for the bad grammar, the bad spelling, the weird mismatched pieces. Now it's almost you have to look for something that's too perfect. Is AI writing is so polished. Sometimes there's no typos, no awkward phrasing, no mistakes at all. Sometimes that's the identifier. That's the giveaway.
Yeah, kids, we're seeing this in kids' college papers too.
Oh yeah,
Teachers
for
are
sure.
teachers that can run papers through AI
Yeah,
filters to
for
see
sure.
whether or not the paper's too good.
Well, and if Tony, if I receive an email from somebody pretending to be you, we know how we talk to each other, and if it doesn't sound like you, I'm gonna question it. Like,
Yeah.
is this really Tony talking to me here? It's almost too perfect of language. So, again, such a crazy way to identify something fraudulent, but it's almost if it's too perfect, it might be a fraud now.
Yeah.
And then again, caller ID spoofing is still around, so scammers can still pretend that they are the IRS or the police or a hospital or a bank. Caller ID means nothing anymore. I think that's the important piece that we share on this podcast is you cannot trust what your phone says when you have an incoming call anymore. You just can't. It's just too easy to fake everything.
I got a call. I'm looking at it right now. I'm going to throw it
Yeah.
into the camera real quick here. That's who I got a call from today. Charity call.
Charity
See
call.
see that?
There you go. You have
Charity
no idea
call.
who that is.
Right next to scam likely.
Right. You have no idea.
Crazy. That's all I
But
get.
somebody will pick that up because they probably donated to charity and thought, oh, this is them calling me to thank me. You know,
Yeah,
all it takes is one
exactly.
person to pick up.
Mm,
And then I know we just talked about the perfect document, perfect writing, but still some of these fake documents, you do need to look for those pieces that may not quite match up. So fonts that don't match, dates that don't match. The logo might be slightly off or stretched or put in the wrong spot on an official document. There's something on an electronic document, Tony, if you know this, that's called metadata, which
yeah,
is inside the properties of a document. You can see there are timestamps. The last time a document was modified, the last time it was created, or the last time it was copied, and then there should be one on every document that says its creation date. So a document records the time that it was actually created, and that can be a giveaway as well. So again, talking about the scam we were pretending to run earlier, where I'm Lieutenant Sean coming to arrest you, and I generate that arrest warrant while I'm on the phone with you and send it over. There are ways you can look at the properties of that document and see, wait a minute, this document was just created 1 minute ago.
yeah.
that's something to look at. So,
That
we'll talk a
might
little
be
bit
a
more about that in this episode, but
might be a good
metadata
little
is pretty
training video to
important.
create. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that idea. Something in a maybe a series, how to check metadata properties in all
Yes.
common
Yeah.
applications.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I mean, as you said earlier, this is what scares me the most. The AI just doesn't make scams easier or faster. It makes them so believable. And we don't fall for these scams because they're careless, because we're careless, right?
No. No.
These scams are engineered to bypass every instinct we have. And what you're sharing basically says that AI isn't changing how scams are perpetrated. In other words, they're the same scams that have been perpetrated all along. There's no new scams. It's just the speed, accuracy, and effort required to perpetrate these scams.
Yep. Yeah.
It's
These aren't
it's
anything new. We've talked about most of these on the podcast already.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I was reading ahead for today that, I mean, wow, we've talked about so many of these scams, but not that overlay of AI that comes with it.
Right.
And these AI tools, they get to a point where, as you mentioned again earlier, they're personalizing. It's not just spray and pray and hope we field back like a big net, a few seniors to catch. Scammers can really tailor their approach based on who you are. Uh, you want to talk a little bit more about that targeting that they go through?
Yeah. And they use AI as that engine for personalization. So it can be tailored to you specifically. It can be tailored to your culture, your language, your community, your background. Let's start with cultural tailoring. So scammers can study, cultural norms, holidays, traditions, family structure, and build scams around them. So, for example, during Ramadan, scammers can impersonate religious leaders asking for donations.
Wow.
During Christmas, scammers send fake church fundraising emails, right? So that's just a little bit of cultural tailoring. Now, what makes that different with AI is um, they can cater those messages specifically. So the scammer may not have in-depth knowledge of your religion's holidays, but AI does. AI can formulate that message however it needs to be,
Yeah.
however it
Maybe some
needs to come across.
phraseology.
Yeah.
Maybe
Again,
use
we're
some
talking about
phraseology.
one person being able to generate scams in 40 different religions from one laptop. I mean,
Mm.
it's just makes it so much easier.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rinse and
Um,
repeat. Hmm.
rinse and repeat. Yep. Yep. Another way they cater it, of course, is that language specific AI cloning, the voice cloning. They can take that and clone voices in Spanish, Mandarin, Vietnamese, Arabic, Russian. I mean, it's on and on and on, dozens and dozens of languages over and over.
Yeah, and it's funny, we think about, okay, so they can do it in a lot of different languages, so that means it must be happening all over the world. Well, all those languages you mentioned, they're all spoken in the United States. So you could be tailoring this to Americans all over the United States in these different languages
Yes.
and be just as effective.
Yeah.
All with the voice of a family member,
Yes.
supposed family member.
Imagine the senior speaks limited English, has another native language. These scammers can get a call in perfect Spanish, perfect Mandarin, saying, "Grandma, I need help," and don't tell anybody.
That is beyond freaky.
It's very scary. It is very scary for sure.
Mm.
Um, Here's how they can target specific groups. So AI can target veterans. So scammers can impersonate a VA benefits office, a military charity, veteran service organizations. They use AI generated letters, of course, with military seals and fake case numbers. They can target immigrants by impersonating immigration officers and consulates and embassy staff. And, there's the urgency piece. They can threaten deportation unless a fee is paid immediately. They target widows, fake life insurance policies and payouts, fake pension adjustments. And again, those romance scams we talk about using deepfake videos. So, I mean, that's the lowest of the low, right? Targeting people who just had a loss and trying to go after their money and steal their pension and things like that. Horrible. And then, of course, the religious communities can be targeted as well. We talked about the holiday schedule, but they can impersonate your rabbi, your pastor, your priest, church treasurer. You know, we're raising money for a family in crisis and send that along to you.
Every one of these targets fear. Simple. Just simply targets fear. And things we respect, things we might be afraid of. It's actually genius.
Yep.
I keep going back to this term I think in my head when you talk about AI. It's scam plus, right? It's like a scam X, a scam to the next degree, right? Scam squared. That's what AI does. Just really gets me going, gets me a little agitated, I have to say, because it's so easy. Like you said, like we started, so believable. Gets my blood moving a little bit. But once again, it is story time. So let's jump into that. Today, we're going to share a story about Rosemarie and how she tried to help her grandson. I'm going to take us into a moment that shows just how terrifying AI can be. And these AI-powered scams. Now, even one of the most cautious people you'd meet, Rosemarie, can get pulled into an unwanted nightmare. The voice that wasn't real. It's 4:17 in the afternoon. Rosemarie, age 78, is folding laundry when her phone rings. She almost lets it go to voicemail, but she sees the caller ID, her grandson's name. She answers, and what she hears freezes her blood. A young man's voice, shaking, crying, panicked, gasps. "Grandma, please, I'm in trouble. I need help. Please don't tell Mom." It's his voice, his exact voice, the same tone, the same rhythm, the same little catch he gets when he's scared. Rosemarie's heart drops. "Sweetheart, what happened?" The voice sobs. "I was in an accident. They arrested me. I need bail money. Please, Grandma, please hurry." Then another voice comes on, stern, authoritative. "Ma'am, this is Officer Daniels. Your grandson is in custody. We need $9,800 wired immediately to process his release." Rosemarie's hands shake. Her chest tightens. She can barely breathe. The officer emails her a police report, official looking, with a badge, a case number, even her grandson's name spelled correctly. She doesn't know it's AI generated. She doesn't know the voice she heard was cloned from a 12-second Facebook video her grandson posted 2 years ago. All she knows is that her grandson is begging for her help. The officer warns her, "Do not call anyone else. This is an active investigation. If you tell anyone, we will be forced to escalate charges." Rosemarie nods, tears streaming down her face. She drives to the bank. She withdraws $9,800, nearly everything she has in her emergency fund. Her hands tremble as she wires the money to the account the officer gave her. The moment the transfer goes through, the line goes dead. She waits, and waits, and waits. An hour later, her neighbor stops by to return a casserole dish. He sees her pale face, her shaking hands, the empty wire transfer receipt on her table. He asks what happened. Rosemarie tells him everything. His face drains. "Rosemarie, that wasn't your grandson. That was a scam. They used AI. This is happening everywhere." Rosemarie collapsed into a chair, the truth hitting her like a wave. The voice she trusted, the voice she loved, wasn't real. Her $9,800 gone. And the worst part, she realizes she never even questioned it because the voice sounded exactly like him.
That right there is the danger of AI voice cloning. I mean, it doesn't just fool your ears, it fools your heart. And when you've got that fear taking over, all your instincts go out the door. They can just, all those protections you've got built in just disappear. This almost exact same scenario happened to a couple I knew many, many years ago before the advent of AI that we're seeing now. And so it's been a scam forever. But back then, it took multiple people targeting somebody, targeting a family to pull this off by collecting names and locations and grandparents' names and phone numbers. And luckily for this couple, they figured out it was a scam before any money
Yeah.
changed hands. But gosh, with AI, it just makes this so much easier for the scammers.
Yeah. And I keep going back to what you said earlier about how probably in the past it needed to be so much better, like so much better execution, so
Yes.
much better coordination, practicing, rehearsing, all to
Yep.
fake those voices. But today, one guy behind the desk can change the world, so to speak. I think about those two statistics you mentioned earlier. The 72% of seniors, they have no idea how to verify legitimacy, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's a crazy one. Then, of course, what we just went through, the 12-second Facebook video, all they need to clone, as you said earlier, 10 to 15 seconds from a social media account. How do we fight back? How do we figure out what's legit and what's not?
Well,
Maybe.
there
Well,
there are some talking points we can have here. These
okay.
tactics are really very simple.
Well, I'd say let's focus on three questions. First
Okay.
question being steps. What steps can seniors take when they think they've been contacted by a suspicious message? Secondly, let's address any advice we have for seniors maybe using digital devices. And then third, how do they protect themselves from future AI scams?
All great questions. Um, the first thing you can do when you have a suspicious message come your way is what we always say: pause before you respond. Always just take stock of what's going on around you. Don't allow yourself to be in that hurry. Just take a pause, take a breath, take a second before you do anything at all. The second thing you'll want to do is verify through a second channel or a second person. Um, just get somebody else's opinion again before you do anything. Isolation is so key for these scams that a second person might be the voice of reason.
Yeah.
If you're using a digital device, to your question, Tony, you can use call blocking tools. I have an iPhone, and one of the recent updates allows you to actually send any number that isn't in your contacts list to a messaging system which asks for their name and them to identify themselves, and that pops up on your phone so you can figure out if you even want to answer the call or not. So there's all kinds of call blocking tools, way to prevent unknown numbers for coming in. Um,
Yeah. I'm actually, sorry to interrupt you. I'm
Go ahead.
actually putting together a slide for the upcoming presentation I'm giving, and I'm going to make that an asset that I will put on the website, on the Mark for You website at some
It's a
point,
great idea.
probably
And
within the next few weeks. It'll be up there. But sorry to interrupt. But yeah, to your
it,
point, perfect idea.
it's great advice. And actually, the other side of the coin is, even if there is caller ID, never trust it. Never
Oh,
trust your
you
caller ID.
ain't kidding there.
You gave the safe you gave the perfect example with your charity call a few minutes ago. Um, Here's how you can protect yourself from future scams. This one involves a little more effort, but you can develop family safe words.
I
You
love that.
can you you can have some type of a word, a phrase, or something that you can set up in advance with your family, that if anybody's ever in trouble, anybody's ever in jail, anybody ever needs money, if there's a crisis, that they have to use a certain, again, a term, a word, a phrase, or something that says that this is legitimate, because that's one thing that a scammer should not be able to glean from a 10-second Facebook video of you. That's something that you guys have discussed in advance of anything like this happening. So a family safe word is a really good idea.
Yeah.
Um, your
Very much.
device has privacy settings. That's something else we can post to the website, Tony. That just stops your information from flowing freely out to the internet and beyond. Um, Always update your software regularly. That includes your PCs, your phones, your mobile devices, because usually those are closing loopholes that fraudsters and scammers are trying to use out in the wild to get to your data. And then here's a big one. Here is the big one. If you want to avoid situations like we talked about in your previous story, um, you've you really can't just post videos of yourself willy-nilly to the internet with
Hmm.
clean voice samples that these fraudsters can grab. You just have to limit what you post online anymore.
Yeah.
That's really the baseline of all of this.
Yeah. Even you and I need to be careful,
Yeah,
obviously, with these videos being out there and doing our recordings in 4K.
right.
With it
We know
clean,
it's out there.
can't get cleaner
Yeah,
than that.
right.
Yeah, it's it's a tough one. Okay,
Quiz time.
quiz time. It's quiz time. All right, we're finally getting the rhythm of quiz time. So, as I promised in one of our previous episodes, we're going to extend the quiz. Today's quiz is going to be 10 questions.
Ooh.
Some of the questions are similar, but they're looking at things from different angles. So you're going to have to pay attention. Most of the questions are multiple choice.
Okay,
So
good.
they're going to be a little harder than what
Okay,
you're
I'm
probably
ready.
typically used to. You got to be ready. You got to be ready. Put your thinking cap on. All right. First question. Scammers can clone a person's voice using as little as how many seconds of audio? A, 60, B, 30, C, 10, D, 5.
The answer is C, 10 seconds. That may also be going down in the near future, so keep that in mind, but that's all they need.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's all they need, a voicemail greeting, a quick TikTok clip
Oh,
of you talking, anything with decently clean audio. They can use that to
oh
create a
man,
whole
you
voice
are
profile
you
on
are
you.
preaching to the choir there. All I could oh, sorry, the last answer I read it wrong. It was 5 minutes, not 5 seconds.
Well,
But
either
you're
way.
right. That's
Yeah,
exactly where my mind went when I was reading this is like, it's 10 today, but it's going to be 5 in about 6 months.
it could. It could
So
easily.
beware, especially if we get all these data centers built, right? Um, okay, number 2. This is a true false. I think there's 2 true falses, so we'll get one of 2. AI generated documents. True or false? AI can generate fake police reports, invoices, and IRS notices that look nearly identical to real ones.
True. Absolutely true. And they can be created in seconds with
Yeah.
everything, with signatures, formatting, everything.
Yeah. If you didn't get that one right, you weren't paying attention to what Sean was saying. So hopefully that was an easy true for everybody. Number 3, payment red flags. Which of the following is not a scammer preferred payment method? Gift cards, A. B, cryptocurrency, C, wire transfers, or D, personal checks.
This is a great question because we might not talk about this enough. So scammers are not going to want a personal check mailed to them. I mean, that stuff is traceable. Uh, that is reversible. Scammers want fast, irreversible payments. So another dead giveaway is if you offer payment through a personal check, the fraudster's going to flip out. They don't want that. They do not want a personal check
Even
because
if they
that's
plan
going
to
to identify
wash
where
it.
they're at. Yeah,
Even if they plan to wash it, they're still not gonna want that trace of even washing it. Yeah, that's a really good explanation. I like that explanation. It was when I saw the question and thought about whether we should include it, that was the main reason I wanted to do it, because you're right, we don't talk about personal checks enough.
right.
But they're just as much a part of this fraud awareness scenario as everything else that's being used as payment forms today. Number 4, true or false, caller ID spoofing. True or false, caller ID can be trusted because scammers can't fake it.
That's false. That's one of their easiest tricks is to fake caller ID. They don't even really need AI to do it, but they can make their call look like it's coming from anywhere. Hospital, bank, a charity, a family member. It's really easily done.
Just like my charity call.
Yes.
All right, good job. Number 5, multiple choice regarding AI chatbots. Maybe you might want to just quickly give a 30-second explanation of what an AI chatbot is as you answer this question.
Sure.
AI, multiple choice. AI chatbots used by scammers are designed to do what? First, answer the question. A, provide real customer service. B, keep victims engaged and extract information. C, help seniors navigate websites. D, fix technical issues.
Um, the answer is B. They,
Scammers. AI
yeah,
chatbots used by scammers are
scammers.
designed to do what?
Yes. To keep you, answer is B, to keep you engaged and extract even more information from you. If they can. So they're programmed to sound polite, helpful, but they're there to just keep you in a loop and talk you in circles and push you towards a payment, get more information from you, or just to keep you busy. So really quickly, for all our listeners, a chatbot is a piece of software that usually sits on a company's website that is there to help you navigate the website or to help you complete an order or to find the information you're looking for on a website. So in the past, this was a piece of software that was really created with a script and it says, hey, I need help with this. And it's supposed to, you type that in when you're looking for something on a website and it's supposed to give you direction on how to, again, do that task on the website. Now there are AI chatbots, which are able to communicate with a website user more effectively, help them even more strongly get to a solution they need to get to. And essentially, an AI chatbot helps a company because it's handling a lot of the customer service that normally you would have to staff somebody to actively monitor a chat um, to get you to an answer. So it saves companies money by having these AI chatbots in place rather than a person answering chats. And eventually, the AI chatbot would refer you to an actual person if it can't solve your problem. The scammers are using these AI chatbots to just keep you busy and to talk you into circles, but they are using the AI piece of it so the communication is stronger and it's more believable that you're talking to an actual person or getting actual help when you're actually not.
Excellent. Thank you. Um, Number 6, going back to one of our recent episodes on deep fake romance scams. Deepfake AI videos are increasingly used in romance scams. I think you said 900%
Oh,
increase earlier statistically.
crazy.
What makes them so dangerous? A, they're always blurry. B, they show real people. C, they mimic facial expressions and speech. D, they only work on social media.
Well, the answer here is C. They mimic facial expressions and speech. And so it's the mannerisms. I mean, these deep fakes can blink, they smile, they talk, and they look completely real. I mean, they can look so close to an actual person. It's uncanny. So victims are going to think they're talking to the actual person, um, or they're seeing the actual person they're talking to, and that with these deep fakes, that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, and to a point we also made on the discussion regarding romance scams, sometimes they do use real people, and sometimes they AI generate the people, right?
Yep.
So I think the real point here is what you mentioned, that paying attention to the mannerisms and the facial expressions and the speech, and looking at the fact that and knowing that those things can be mimicked, and that you still can't believe the video,
Right.
even if, right?
Right.
Um, gosh, meet people in person. I can't say that enough. If
Right.
you really feel, meet them in public somewhere, well,
Right.
well visible, but man, don't fall in love via the computer. Don't know how to say that enough. I don't care how lonely you are. Um, all right, number 7, multiple choice, verifying urgent requests.
Okay.
Question: if you receive an urgent call or message asking for money or personal information, what is the safest first step? A, respond immediately to avoid consequences. B, verify the request using a second method, like calling a known number. C, trust the caller if they sound official. Or D, send partial information to test if it's real.
That's a tricky one, but the answer is B, to
I was
verify the
gonna I was
request.
gonna say it is a little tricky.
Yeah. Verify your request, that request using a second method, which could be a family or friend, or that can be hanging up and calling the customer service of your bank directly or whoever it is. I mean, just verify it a second way or get
Yeah.
a second opinion.
Yeah, I really like the idea of you choosing the method for validation, right? Not somebody saying, "Hey, call this number and verify I'm real." You pick the number that you
Yes.
wanna call to
Right.
verify the
Right.
reality of the situation. Thank you. Number 8, a little more on voice cloning and some awareness there. How can scammers create a fake voice that sounds like someone you know? A, they need hours of recorded phone calls. B, they can clone a voice using just a short clip from social media. C, they must hack your phone. Or
Hmm.
D, they can only imitate voices manually.
Unfortunately, that answer is B. They just need a short clip from social media to imitate somebody. It's too
I
easy.
wonder how much fraud you can tie back to social media in one calendar year. In other words, if social media didn't exist, how much fraud would people have been saved from?
Probably plenty
And is it
because
worth it to have social media?
a lot of people share a lot of things online, you know? That
Too many
that's
things, in my
that's
opinion.
just a resource for scammers to use.
Re- uh, I think it's unfair to call it a resource. I think it should be called a shopping mall,
Yeah,
like
that's
a
a good way to
shopping.
put it. It's a good way to put it.
All right, we got 2 more. Number 9, multiple choice, safe words for family protection. Question: why is setting up a family safe word an effective defense against AI scams? A, it allows banks to verify your identity faster. B, it helps confirm that an emergency call is from a loved one and it's real. C, it prevents scammers from calling your phone. D, it automatically blocks suspicious emails.
That answer is B, confirming that a request from a loved one is real. So, your safe word should be a shared secret among your family that scammers wouldn't know. So, there's another plug for you, Tony. You should never post your safe word on social media because then it's
Oh
not
my
private
gosh.
anymore.
I I can't even believe that that even needs to be stated.
Yeah,
But
it does.
but I think when the video plays, folks, you're gonna see a big, bold line across the screen that says, "Never post your safe word anywhere
Right?
except in your family's heads." That's it. Crazy that someone would think that that thing should be documented somewhere. Number 10, last one, multiple choice, spotting fake documents. Question: which of the following is a warning sign that a document may be AI generated or fake? A, it includes official logos and formatting. B, it urges immediate action without verification. C, it has a case number and signature. Or D, it looks professional at first glance.
The answer is B. It urges immediate action without any type of verification. These documents that are generated quickly and easily, they want you to be panicked and create pressure and look official while doing it. If you remember my example of a previous episode of my tollway, my fake tollway violation, and it looked very official and had the right state seal on there, and it said, "Here's your court date," and the court date, was in the past or was that day. It was
I
letting me
remember that
know
one.
that it was impossible for me to make a court date, which is supposed to instill panic in you and make you want to pay quickly so you don't uh,
Right.
suffer
Ugh,
more repercussions.
psychological genius. And think
Uh,
about that. So smart. Somebody
I-
figured that out that, hey, let's make them think the date's already passed. Then they'll
yeah,
pay.
yeah, it's just holding you over a barrel. All right,
Crazy.
we're done with the quiz, right? We're done.
We are finished. It's
Okay.
on to you now.
Let me tell you a story about a success story. Let's get some good news out here. How one sharp-eyed daughter stopped an AI scam that could have cost an 82-year-old woman her entire sense of security.
Ugh. All right. Let's hear it. Go for it.
All right, this is the Medicare notice that almost erased everything. It was a quiet Tuesday morning when Eleanor, age 82, opened her email and saw a message that made her heart drop straight into her stomach. It said, "Urgent Medicare coverage cancellation notice." The email looked official. The Medicare logo, the red, white, and blue header, and even had a case number on it. Attached was a PDF labeled "Coverage Termination, Immediate Action Required." Eleanor clicked and opened it. The document was terrifying. It claimed her Medicare benefits had been suspended due to unverified identity discrepancies. It warned that if she didn't respond within 24 hours, she could lose access to her prescriptions, to her doctor, and all of her supplemental coverage. Her hands shook, her chest tightened. She felt that familiar wave of panic, the fear of losing something she depended on every single day. At the bottom of the letter was a phone number, and she called it. A man answered immediately. He sounded professional, calm, and authoritative. "Ma'am, we're here to help you restore your benefits, but we need to first identify or verify your identity. Please confirm your social security number and your Medicare ID." Eleanor hesitated, but the fear was louder than her instincts, so she gave him everything. He told her she needed to pay a $480 reinstatement fee to reactivate her account. She read him her debit card number. He thanked her. He told her her benefits would be restored within 48 hours, and then he hung up. And that was it. Her money was gone, her identity was compromised, and she had no idea. Later that afternoon, her daughter Lydia stopped by to drop off groceries. She noticed the printed letter on the table, the fake Medicare cancellation notice. She picked it up, her brow furrowed. "Mom, this doesn't look right." Eleanor insisted it was real. Well, they've already fixed it for me. But Lydia wasn't convinced. She looked closer. The fonts didn't quite match up. The Medicare logo was slightly stretched, and the signature at the bottom looked a little off. She went on the computer, pulled the metadata off the PDF, which said that document was created that morning by a program called AI DocGen. Her stomach dropped. Mom, this is fake. This is an AI scam. Eleanor's face went pale. She felt sick. She realized she had given away everything: her social security number, her Medicare ID, and her bank card. Lydia sprang into action. She called the bank. They froze the card immediately. She then reported the scam to the FTC, the BBB scam tracker, and the IC3. She submitted the fake domain to the hosting provider, and within 48 hours, the scammer's website, the one that had sent the original email, was shut down. So Eleanor didn't get her $480 back, but she didn't lose her entire bank account. She didn't lose her identity, and she didn't lose her Medicare coverage. Because one person, one daughter, noticed the tiny details that AI couldn't quite get right.
Yeah, that's a good story. I mean, it's terrible she lost the money. She
Yep.
did. Obviously, she could have lost a lot more, but I really appreciate that the daughter didn't accept the initial statement by her mother
Yeah.
that it's all right, they've fixed everything. She went deeper and said, "Wait a second, no, they didn't. The only thing they fixed was your bank account." And sh it's great she was observant, but more than being observant, she was persistent. That's
Yes.
what I really appreciated
Yeah.
about that story. As we get into this generation where there's more seniors alive today than there have ever been, right? Baby boomers.
Yep.
Uh, this is the last largest generation of seniors. There's there's a whole wave of pre-seniors, right? Those in their 40s and early 50s
Yep.
who are going to be responsible for taking care of a lot of those seniors. And they're the ones who would benefit from a story like this the most.
Yes.
Listening to how the daughter didn't accept the first statement out of their mother's mouth, that the mother, wasn't trying to be duplicitous or anything. She thought she'd solved the problem.
Right. Right. It's already fixed.
How often does that happen where you're like, wait a second? It's like you put the lid on, it's like putting a lid on a jar, right? Oh, it's fine. It's not going to spill. I put the lid on. And you're like, wait a second, the lid's at 45 degrees. Why, why, why are you putting it away like that? And you're like, oh, wow, I guess it is. That's exactly what jumped into my head as you were reading that story. So good on the daughter for taking it to the next level.
Yeah. And that,
Um,
we always say pause, question, and ask. And I think
yeah,
it's a good way to close this whole discussion is, um, her daughter, Lydia, stepped up and figured out the issue. And sometimes that's what you need. That's why we do say pause, question, and ask, because you need that second opinion. Take a second instead of letting the panic overrule everything. Question what you're actually seeing. Is it right or wrong? And then ask for a second opinion from somebody. Ask somebody you
yeah.
trust to take a look as well. And the whole thing could have been avoided. And we got to the right solution eventually, but she did have to lose $480 to get there.
It's a good lesson learned.
Yep.
Or should I say it's an inexpensive lesson learned relatively, right? You can lose $500 on a lot of things.
Yes.
As we head into close, any closing thoughts? Any reminders you want to bring up?
I
Anything?
mean, it's just that question everything with AI. These scams get more sophisticated. They get more believable.
Yeah.
And they get faster. They're generated faster. So just question everything you see, especially if there's a call to action for your wallet or otherwise attached to it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. In this, I keep kind of preempting this seminar, but the seminar I'm teaching next month, actually, no, probably at the end of this month, it's really about the way we question a lot of the things that we questioned in the past. I don't think we can question things going forward the same way we used to question. So, for example, when the phone rings, the question becomes, who's calling me, right? We used to always say, who's calling me? Who's calling me? The question should now not be who's calling me. The question should be, should I answer the phone?
Right.
Right? Your first thought is, do I even need to answer the phone? Because whether you want to answer the phone doesn't matter what the caller ID is saying.
Yep.
I think we just got to get out of this mindset that everything is going to be the way it was. It's not.
Yep.
Hate to say it, Aldous Huxley, but it's a little bit of a brave new world here, especially with the AI. All right. Well, as we like to say, Sean, thank you very much for all your contributions today. Appreciate the numbers, the leadership with regard to how we navigate this AI terrain, some really good ideas about things we can do to protect ourselves and verify some legitimacy. As always, great spending time with you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tony.
AI scams are evolving fast, but so are the defenses. Seniors don't need to fear technology. They just need the right tools, the right habits, and the right support. From voice cloning emergencies to AI-written phishing messages, scammers are counting on confusion and silence. But when families talk, when communities stay informed, and when seniors learn the warning signs, the scam falls apart. Stay alert, stay connected, stay safe. You're never alone in this fight. And always remember to pause, question, and ask for help.